All right, welcome back everybody. So this week we are looking at the Milesi 1K HSC6036 tin sheen pigmented top coat. Let's get to it. All right, so before we get into this video, a couple things I want to mention is we are adding 2 new test procedures to the testing besides the chemical resistance, Mara resistance. We're going to add water and heat to this. And the reason I'm doing that is because Thomas Craven from Thomas Craven Wood Finishers out in California had asked me specifically about some convergent varnishes and 2K polys that he's had some issues with. And he was asking me if I've had luck with those in other areas. So I thought, well, let's go ahead and add that to the testing. But I'm going to do that outside of on camera for time's sake. So the way the test is going to be set up is I'm taking a glass of water with ice in it, and I set it on the surface and I pour a little bit out and I leave it set there for 12 hours and then come back after that, let it recover and see if it leaves any rings. With the hot water, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put boiling water in a mug and pour a little bit out on the surface and then also set the mug on it and see if it leaves white rings. So what we have here is where I set the water cup, and what I want to do is see if I wipe this off, if I can get these stains to remove from the surface or if it's going to leave any rings on it. Now, my experience has been that water-based tends to stain a little bit more than your solvent-based products in terms of showing that water. So, okay. So, as you can see, there's a little bit of some ringing left, but my guess is as that continues to flash off, it's not going to be a problem. So, this coating is really nice and water resistant. Some of these other coatings that I've tested aren't as water resistant. So this is a good sign for the Milesi. So denatured alcohol on the Milesi. All right, so not very good on the alcohol resistance. It turned to blue right off on it. Lacquer thinner. Same thing on that, the acetone. And that. Now, I will say that we are getting a lot of bleed through, but this is a pigmented clear. If you were to put a clear over this, it's going to improve this coating, all right? So let's take a look at the Mara resistance of the coating. All right, our Mara resistance is really good. It's pretty much kind of just denting the coating, not even really denting the wood. So very good on the Mara resistance. And let's take a look at our cross hatching. Unfortunately, I'm out of packing tape, so we're gonna have to go back to the blue tape on this one. All right, so we have a little bit of pull there, but I will tell you that this coating is good and flexible as well, so it's not going to be a brittle coating, so it's going to hold up against, you know, dents and bings and things like that. So adhesion is excellent. So let me give you my final thoughts on the Milesi. All right, so what's my final thoughts on the Milesi 1K HSC6036? And this is a pigmented clear. A few things, I really like this coating. It's probably one of my favorites that I've shot in terms of a 1K, and I'll tell you why. One is it can take the dark load. So this is that Hale Navy color that has been popular from Benjamin Moore. I shot this with my air assisted airless, and it shoots just beautifully out of that. I haven't tried it out of a turbine system, but being that it's on the thicker side, my recommendation would be probably a 1.8 or a 2.0 with the Apollo atomizer, because that gun seems to be one of the best turbine guns on the market. I am going to do some other testing with some other turbine guns, and we're going to go ahead and get that figured out. But as it stands right now, that gun atomizes more finely and better than any other gun. As far as the chemical resistance, it doesn't have a high chemical resistance, but the mar resistance and the flexibility of the coating is a big advantage for it. So now you could put a clear over this and it would help with the pull, but I did test the clear by itself and I still got the same results in terms of the chemical resistance. So this is going to fit in line with like a really high-end pre-cat lacquer, okay? The moisture resistance is really good on this coating. I was really impressed. Some of the other water bases don't have as good of moisture resistance. So I'm going to say that this Milesi is one of the best that's out there. Now it does have a higher price tag. I think this is around $62 to $65 a gallon, maybe 68, somewhere between there. So you know, you've got to factor that in. But it has just a beautiful hand to it. You know, it doesn't feel water basey. It feels very solvent basey, which tends to be the case with the Milesi line. So anyway, I hope you liked the video. Like and subscribe. If you want notifications every week about the videos, hit the little bell dingy thing. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Eric Reason. And remember, test, don't guess. We'll catch you next week.